When explorers travelled the globe long ago, they often collected plants. Many of those specimens, however, would perish during the long sea voyages until the invention of this, the Wardian case. This very practical solution went on to become a showpiece in stylish European drawing rooms and evolved into the aquarium and terrariums we have today. Now, terrariums like this were all the rage in the 1970s and 80s. They fell out of fashion in the 90s and the noughties, but today they're making a comeback. Janine Zek is a gardening blogger who confesses she's now addicted to creating these low-maintenance indoor gardens.
Janine, you've got all sorts here, but what sort of containers work best for terrariums?
Anything with the traditional lid, like this type, the open containers like this, and any other container you can actually line its sides. So the idea is that we're trying to make a mini rainforest. We've got the whole circulation of water, so the evaporation and then the condensation going on in these containers.
And what plants do well in terrariums?
Certainly any of the small ones that we find at the nursery, that they come in these small pots to begin with. So they're your clue. They're the ones we start with. We can go for the succulent range or the evergreens. And there are actually some beautiful flowering types as well too, like the African violet. Yeah, they do beautifully.
Now this one looks like it's ready to plant up, but what have you actually done to it to get it to this stage?
Right. The first stage that we do is 1 inch of pebbles at the bottom. So we're going for good drainage. We then cover that with the activated charcoal, so that stops any sort of moulds building up in there. And then we cover it with our soil mix. So we choose the appropriate soil mix, whether it is the cacti succulent mix or whether it's a premium potting mix. My balance that I do with adding perlite is I'm using 4 parts soil to 1 part perlite.
So what does the perlite do?
The perlite actually helps with the moisture, so we've got the moisture going around evenly distributed through the whole mix. So what we're going for in here now is we're going to go for some colours, something like the African violets. We're going to give some height difference as well too, so we're going to go for our low plants around here and go for something height in the centre. So we're going to choose something maybe like this little potbelly fig in the centre. Yeah, so that's going to be our main feature of this pot. And we'll go for a bit of contrast colour on the opposite side of the bowl. And again, we don't want the foliage to touch the edges of the bowl. And then a bit of ground cover.
Now that looks fabulous. What's the final sort of thing you do for a terrarium?
Well, you can put in things like rocks or maybe some shells or even a figurine of some sort. And then the last thing we do is we water until you basically see all of the soil has taken on enough moisture.
Now, do you need to do anything with the bowl from there on in? It's just, that's it.
That's it. It's as simple as that.
So why not look for some suitable containers, plant them up, get them established. What about giving them away for Christmas presents? That's if you can bear to part with them.
If you take a look at Janine's blog, you'll see that she's included plenty of tips about plants and soil choices, and even where to find containers here in Adelaide. A quick Google will also reveal some inspiring examples from creative gardeners around the world. You might even like to follow a theme, and that's something I'm talking about in this month's SA Life magazine, how to create a decorative garden around a central theme. Much like a terrarium, it's all about detail, focal points and plant choice. Now, to finish off today, a few things you can't afford to ignore in your garden during September.
First, frost control. Now, there are products on the market that can help your plants like Drought Shield and Sea Sol, but for me, get up early in the morning before the sun comes on the plants and bingo, it's that easy.
You can plant out lettuce and other veggies now. Sunflower, basil and tomato seeds can be sown and tomato seedlings can go in the ground if you've got a warm sunny spot on the plains. Other jobs include weed control for lawns, fertilising all plants, especially pot plants, and you can feed and blue your hydrangeas as well. And this is the very last call for rose pruning. Get into it now and you'll time the blooms for mid-spring. Also, prune geraniums and any summer flowering plants you've got.
And if you can, collect all those cuttings and put them in a mulch like this or a compost bin and have a great start to spring.